afternoon. Welcome to this Spency season. It's a mere 114 degrees here in Scottsdale, Arizona. I think I'm in Scottsdale now. Heading to my meeting. My whole life has been filled by financial fear. My parents were young and they didn't have much, and they would yell and scream when bills were due, and that's how they communicated. And somehow I just internalized all that. Never asked my parents for anything. My sister, on the other hand, she had no problem asking. Another day on that. Anyways, my one of my bill pays went through. My account's negative, but hopefully, that's my water bill. And at this point in time, I really don't give a shit about credit. I have none. I have incredible belief that we, humanity, can raise our vibration, our thinking, our thoughts up to be less selfish, self-centered. Because putting all your damn beliefs in digital dollars and electricity and fiat currency, paper money, half of it is counterfeit today. I just had a couple of counterfeit bills handed to me. When that belief is gone, that's when the shit hits the fan. There was a line in American Gods, I think it was a movie. The greatest story ever told was the dollar bill. Printed piece of cloth paper. Of course, it's not accepted all over the world anymore, more or less so. But there for a long time, we forced a U.S. petrodollar down the throats of everybody in the world. We won the war. What happens when that belief disappears? Well, then you have to, some truth hopefully will fill in the blank. I get to go to a meeting right now. I get to go to my home group. Recovery says, are you willing to go to any lengths? Well, I had no problem driving to Glendale, like 55th Avenue in Glendale, 2 or 3 times a week to get speed, aka methamphetamine, because I didn't have money, so I only could get a little bit, and I'd go to work and get some more money so I could buy more dope so I could work. This is insanity. Most people do that, but they just do it without the dope. Same insanity. Nobody's happy. There's just so many people here now. And I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more coming. California, that ground's going to release. It's going to probably release all the way up to Cascadia. Long overdue. Changes. 2026 is not over. This is a double fire horse year. gotta change. Of course, that's what life is. Life is continuous change. Whether you resist it or not, we're changing. We're all dying. We're all aging. How fast you do that, really up to you. Gotta stay moving. Especially after 50. You know, you gotta keep moving, gotta stay walking. This whole sedentary lifestyle, killer. All by design, I think. I woke up, did some journaling. I write my prayers out. God, what is thy will? You know, what is my will? What is thy will? What is free will? Because I film a bunch of tremendously screwed up stuff. Mostly due to alcohol. Almost all due to alcohol. And that used to be me. I scare myself. I don't on alcohol. I don't have no control. Zero. I drink and drive like everybody else. Wasn't a blackout drinker. I tried to control it. I was usually the most responsible drunk one out of everyone. Plus, I had the van. My dad had a red maroon Chevy custom sleeper van. So of course I was the one that got the show for everybody. Those little shits never paid me for gas either. Still true to this day, same character, not much. I don't know. I really haven't had too many friends. If I use my friendship as a mirror, I really haven't had any friends in my life. Well, two, but they both passed a long time ago. Scotty and Dougie. Scott McGrath. Little shit would crawl into my bedroom and steal my pot. I was so stoned and naive I couldn't figure out why I was never making any profit. Because they were taking half of it. He told me that before he died. He just got an early out of the Air Force because he was going to get it dishonorably. His dad somehow pulled the early out for him. Anyways, we went up to Sedona and we climbed way up in the mountains and we dropped some LSD, and so we're tripping way the 4,000 feet up there. We're tripping out and all of a sudden he just starts getting honest. Like, dude, I used to steal your pot, I stole this and I stole that. You know, and he's my best friend. He's the first person. And me and Scott met was his older brother and his older friend thought it would be fun to get us to fight. So they got us to fight. Wasn't much of a fight, more like a scruff. That's how me and Scott became friends. My skiing buddy. He was the thief. Me and my little group, we couldn't. I washed dishes at 13 to get money so I could buy a quarter pound of pot. So we all had that pot. It wasn't to make money. And I usually would find, you know, if I found mushrooms, I bought like an ounce of them, and so we all had mushrooms for the weekend. I was always thinking of others. They're always thinking of themselves. If I could just have learned that lesson, you know, earlier in life. I don't know where I was going with any of that. I'm just thinking about Scotty. Miss him. Crazy ski trips. Mushrooms on the mountain. Scott was an alcoholic from day one. He'd have a 12-pack in his backpack for the day. Spent a lot of time making yellow snow, that's for damn sure. Old Scotty had a weak bladder. Unfortunately, anyways, after Sedona, we came back, we went partying another weekend, and he stopped by. He was going up to Sun Valley, Idaho. And I was going to move up there. He fell asleep at the wheel outside of Las Vegas. I told him to stay in Vegas at his grandmother's. There's no rush to get up there. Sleep. Partied all weekend. Well, he had to push it, and he fell asleep and went end over end. But when he gave me a hug, I knew it was the last time I'd see him. When his brother came over 7 a.m. the next morning to tell me, notify me, I already knew. People might not believe that's true, but it is for me. It really is. You know, it makes it easy, you know, that life goes on. That part I get, but you still miss having the physical friends. You don't make those friends, they take a lifetime. And when they're gone, they're gone. But I'm learning not to trust anyone, finally. Harsh lessons. But one thing's for sure, smoking meth or a drink ain't gonna make my life any better. I can prove that to myself or anybody else's. And I sure as hell wouldn't have the confidence that I do today. Tell the police, careful, goddamn fucking careful. Somebody needs to remind these boys. They're pushing people down, smashing faces in the ground, fist strikes. Boy, oh boy. I digressed. It happens with ADHD, with Spency. Oh, I could have gone off there, but I caught myself. Thank you, God. It's not that type of video. But I have lots of those videos to come. Trust me. You will be like, you will not believe it. You'll understand why I spent 5 years of my life filming. And why it's a peaceful place now. The Plaza.